right. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth here on StarShip Adventures. My name is Ian, and tonight we're taking a little tour around Earth. There's not a lot going on tonight. The ceasefire in the Middle East is holding. That's a good thing. And the protests have calmed down. I have no reports anywhere right now of any protests that are getting out of hand or anything like that. So your center view there is a world tour. We're just taking a tour around the world right now there. Just going to show you some different sights and sounds from the area, from actually all over the world. That's actually, I believe these cameras are all over the place. I don't even know where some of them are. Okay, and then in the upper right corner, you've got Carlotta Alata there. That's the frog and toad cam. We're waiting for the frogs and toads to show up. I assume that's live. Let me just reload it. Yep, that's live. They'll be back. And then center right, we've got Tel Aviv, Israel, where we are watching for anything to happen there. Luckily, so far, as I said, the ceasefire is holding. And then lower right, that is a live shot from the International Space Station.
Oh yeah, they launched today, and it was too bright, and I didn't get to see anything.
Yeah, we did have apparently we had a launch earlier today. I got some views up on the left there, but there's nothing dramatic. There's not a lot going on Radar Omega, but I will take you on a little tour around and show you what's going on. We've got an area of disturbed weather here in and north of the Florida Panhandle, near Dothan, and in this area. There's some power outages here associated with it, and I do have this one camera here. Let's see. I'll put this over here for you guys. We'll put this one right here. Yeah, let me go ahead and get my chat right up here. There we go. By the way, some of our feeds are down tonight. We took several power hits during a lightning storm here. Hey, there we go. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. 4 miles east of O'Hare International Airport. Well, there you go. All right, I got the chat room up. If anybody has any comments, I do react directly to comments. Yeah, we're putting some food down on the frog cam, so it's going to be a feeding frenzy here before long. Believe it or not, a frog feeding frenzy, I guess it would be. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what we're looking at anyway. All right, we're all set tonight to be able to provide you with all kinds of different things and happenings going on all around. I'm changing the, let me change this to cable input so you guys can hear the Radar Omega. And then let me go here. There we go. Let me stop that. I don't know what is going on there. Okay, so let's go back here. All right, so what I'm trying to do is get this sound setting set up to where you guys can hear what's coming out of my browser using that cable, that virtual cable that I showed you guys last night. All right, so there we go. So now, there we go. You guys can hear what's going on there. Okay. So there we go, and like I said, just showing you guys some live views around Earth tonight. There's not a lot going on. I'm going to come in, we'll talk for a little while, we'll hang out, and then I'm going to go. There's just not a lot going on tonight. But we are watching some storms moving through the Panhandle here, and up here also in South Carolina, right around Columbia. We are looking at storms, and these storms are moving east to west, which is interesting. Storms generally move from southwest to northeast, sometimes from northwest to southeast, but these storms are moving from east to west, which is fairly unusual. There you go in motion right there. We've got 3 severe thunderstorm warnings issued there for south of Columbia, and that includes Charleston, South Carolina as well. All this is south of Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, although they just got a pretty good storm up there. And Bladen County in North Carolina, currently almost 3,000 people without power. So pretty bad storm moving through. Also down here, Orangeburg County, 6,100 people without power. So that we're getting some storms there. And then here west of Atlanta, we've got a storm here that's working its way again from east to west. Very strange. But it is affecting Bremen right now. I have no cameras in that area, but it is affecting Bremen, and that area is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, we'll keep going around here until we get some more folks in. Look at these storms moving east to west. It's just kind of strange to see storms moving in that direction. This camera right here is this one down here with the pickup truck. So there is a pretty good storm that's kind of moving by there. So you can see the lightning in that camera. That's why I have it up right now. All right, so let's look over here. Here we go. East of Macomb, south of Jackson. Looks like we've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings here as well. And let's see, those are going to probably move east to west. Everything's moving backwards today. It's weird. It's almost like we're moving backwards in time or something. It's strange. Everything's moving backwards. So there you go. Some pretty bad storms there. Look, moving up towards Brookhaven, and another one moving up towards Hazelhurst and Crystal Springs. And then I don't see any other cameras right in the line of any of this. No. All right, and then our area, the actual watch area tonight is this area here in green. That's our minimum watch area, and then the area in brown is slightly heightened watch area, but still very low for tonight. This is a 1 out of 5, and the brown area is a 2 out of 5 for severe weather. So not a real high warning on that. I do have this camera up right here. This is this top one that you can see, the little slender one up here. That's this one right here, and you can see there is some storms moving through northwest of Omaha, and those, as they move through, they're going to go by this tower site here at Stanton County Emergency Management, and we may get to see that storm go right over there. So I've got that one up here on this little sliver up here. You can see it. The storm chaser here, he has got his camera off. He is on standby. So there's nothing really to go yet. We're still waiting. There's another storm chaser that was up. He's dropped off the map, so he's on standby as well. They will pop back up as soon as there's something to report. Down here in the area where we really have to watch right here, these storms here, again, doing some weird things today, but up here, storms are moving west to east like they're supposed to. So it was east to west down there, but up here it's more west to east, kind of like what we're used to seeing on regular storm days. All right, so there's not a lot there, and then we do have this one outlier way out here, and this one is going to be near. Yeah, we're back up in the Dakotas here. This is going to be in the Dakotas, Harding County in northwestern South Dakota. And what we're looking at with this one again is a pretty strong thunderstorm. And let's see if I can see a couplet on this one. No, not really, but definitely something to watch there. So that's pretty much a roundup of all the severe weather. We do have some tornado warnings up here in Canada, and we do have radar sites up here. There you go. There's what's going on in Canada. That's a really strong storm right there. Let's put that on the high-res velocity. Yeah, there's your couplet. Wow, that's pretty far north in Canada to have such an amazing-looking little thing going on here. Wow. Okay. right, so let's go back to the regular radar. But there's definitely a J hook there, and definitely a couplet. So I mean that's that one there for Canada. I mean this is way up here in Canada, and this is moving northeast. Where's it heading towards? Well, a whole lot of nowhere. It's going to pass south of Meadow Lake. Turtleford. Going south of Turtleford. Maidstone. Maidstone just went right over the top of you there, probably with some rotation. All right, so there you go. So lots of bad weather in Canada tonight. Not a whole lot of bad weather down here. Again, I got one storm chaser on the board right now. And he is got his camera off. He's on standby. So not a whole lot to watch up here. Again, I'm surprised they haven't issued something else over here, but doesn't look too bad. All right, I'm going to go to the chat room. Does anybody have anything? There you go. Well, Lindy, there's a lot to be said for that. Pressure changes, not to mention just prognostication and energy. There's so many different things we don't understand about this universe. It doesn't surprise me. I've known people that will tell me we're going to get a real bad storm here in a little while, and sure enough, there it is. And, it happens. All right, let's take a quick peek down here. We had one bad storm here that just moved off our coast. And we are under a heightened warning tonight for severe weather down here in southwest Florida. But it looks like the worst of it's moving off the coast. So we'll just keep an eye on that. All right, and I want to tell you guys, I'm not feeling well tonight. Not going to be in all that long tonight. But I did want to come in and I did want to come in for a little while and just come in and let you guys know what's going on, and also to get any notes or to respond to anything that you guys have seen going on. If you guys know of anything going on you want me to talk about, just let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and do a news rundown here, and then we're going to take another look around. There's not a lot to watch tonight, guys. I couldn't find any protest videos live going out tonight. None. No, not a zero. Not gonna. And so, basically, there's what you have right there. I expect things to be quiet in Tel Aviv. I'm hoping it stays that way. We're under a ceasefire that's holding right now. All right, so here we go. Here's our headline rundown. The Iran-Israel ceasefire is holding. Tensions remain high. U.S. has brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. It was announced yesterday on hold, and it's oil markets are calming down, and things are chilling out in global markets right now, and the stock market is stable. Israel confirmed a limited radar strike near Tehran, but paused further action as U.S. pressure. Basically, there was a little misunderstanding right at the beginning yesterday, but it seems like the ceasefire is holding. Hopefully it will. Okay, and the NATO summit, they approved the 5% GDP defense spending. That's a good thing for the United States, and I'm going to tell you why. We have been paying a lot more to NATO than all the other countries that are actually over in Europe and need NATO. We are the last country that will need NATO, but yet we put in more money than anybody else. And so I'm kind of glad to see this. NATO leaders that met today in The Hague, agreed to a 5% GDP defense spending. Okay, now there's been some countries that have been paying their fair share, but most have not. In fact, some countries have been paying just as little as 1% of their GDP towards the defense of NATO. And they've decided today that everyone needs to pay 5%. 5% of each country's gross domestic product needs to be paid to NATO, so that NATO can defend the countries from attack from other countries that are not in NATO. All right, Gaza aid crisis. Let's see. There's lots of issues in Gaza. I just really wish that that folks would chill out there and let the humanitarian stuff happen. It really upsets me that when we see these Middle East wars, a lot of times what we see is the fighters hide in the hospitals and they hide in the schools, and they literally disrupt everything, and they create an immediate humanitarian crisis that is then blamed on the other side. And I don't like the way that goes down. It just logically is not that good. Hey, Johnny Half, what's up, buddy? Ding ding ding, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. And let's see here, who else? I do, ding ding, I agree. Feed Gaza, I agree. We need to get the I don't know how else to say it other than we need to get the active terrorist factions out of there so that we can get help in there. And that's been the same going on there for a very long time. All right, let's see. Ukraine and Russia, they're still back and forth going on there. The Sudan humanitarian crisis continues to deepen tonight. Another attack on a hospital. 12 million people reported displaced by Epoch Times. So that's really getting out of control there. Let's see. I'm trying to stay away from the politics. ICE raids have intensified. There's been reports that detainees have been turning up missing, and there just is no credible sources on this at this point, and most of the large news outlets are now reporting that this is not true. Raids continued in Los Angeles with National Guard support. There's been a few anecdotal reports of issues, but for the most part, things are moving along. Let's see. All right, and the Supreme Court has allowed Trump's continued transfers of illegal immigrants 6-3. Let's see here. Part of the target of the policy specifically is Latin American and Asian immigrants. Florida's alligator Alcatraz. Did I show you guys that yesterday? This is something. It's interesting, whether you agree with it or not. Let's just approach it from, hey, it's interesting. They needed to find some place in Florida where we could fly big planes in and out, and we could hold a bunch of people, and we could check people in and check people out and fly people in and fly people out. Where in Florida could we do this? And so they tried to find a place to do this, and well, they did. And in here, I'm going to show you where it is. It's actually, believe it or not, when you go to the thing here, man, I hate that stupid sidebar. Hey, Danny. Oh, I wish that sidebar would go away. Yeah, there we go. Anytime they add a sidebar, I immediately find a way to get rid of it. I cannot stand sidebars. All right, so this is a map of South Florida. Let me show you guys where you are. You are here. All right, and so you're in Florida, and we're going to zoom into South Florida. We're up here in Fort Myers, up in this area. We're going to zoom in, see where we're at now. There's two roads that cross. There's two roads that cross the Everglades, which is what all this grass is out here. These are a bunch of national parks and state parks and Indian preserves, all this area out here. There's two roads across. There's Alligator Alley, which is I-75, as I-75 comes down the state, it makes a hard turn and goes east directly across and comes into North Miami, right up here in Fort Lauderdale, north of Miami. Or you could take US 41, which is also called the Tamiami Trail. In some towns, it's called Cleveland because it actually goes all the way to Cleveland. And anyway, the Tamiami Trail, or the Tampa Miami Trail, as it's called, goes way down here and travels down along the bottom of the state. And this is the trail that the wagons used to take to get from Tampa to Miami. And it comes in down here in West Miami, west of Miami proper, north of Homestead. Anyway, so now we know where we're at. So where are they going to put a facility? We need a runway. There's a runway. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport. This is an airport with no terminal. There's only one small building there that has radio equipment in it. There's really nothing there. What this is it is a mock airport, basically, where they used to use to train the pilots in the big commercial air pilots. They used to do touch and goes in 727s and 747s, and also DC-10s. And so they would use this runway so that in case one of the pilots accidentally put it into the ground, it wouldn't kill a bunch of people. You can do touch and goes out here all day long, and nobody's going to know the difference. So what they're doing is they're going to build buildings out here, temporary structures out here on this. We got flat land. Look at this. All this land's been flattened and ready for use already. It's just sitting there. And they're going to put buildings and everything out here, and that way planes can land and bring the puddle jumpers can bring them in from all over 5 states, and the big jets can come in here and land the international flights and take them out. And so this is what they're talking about using right now. So just so you know, when people talk about the alligator Alcatraz, that's what this is. And they call it that because there's so many alligators down there, and the mud is so thick, and the sawgrass is so bad, and it cuts you, and it's very hard to walk through. This is some of the hardest terrain to have to actually walk through down here. So if someone were to escape detention here, there would be nowhere to go other than back out here to the main road, the only road that goes anywhere near this thing. So you can see where escape would not be a problem. A big runway is there. Electricity, water, sewer, all that can be dealt with on a permanent or a temporary basis by the military. The Corps of Engineers can put this up in a matter of days. As a matter of fact, it's already going in. They've already started. So I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like. And they don't use it much anymore. You want to know why? Modern flight simulators have gotten so good that they need to do very few actual touch and goes at this point. They're able to just go ahead and just use the flight simulators basically to do all that kind of stuff. Hey Victor, what's up, buddy? Victor's my #1 fan, guys. We decided today to. I hate the word fan. I'm sorry. I hate the word fan. He's my #1 viewer, and we talked about this earlier. We're going to call you guys the StarShip crew. You guys are the crew, and we appreciate you guys being in here. Hey Billy, welcome in. Ding ding. Thank you. I've already said hi to you, Lindy. Lindy, thank you for coming in. Yeah, dogs love ice cream cones, don't they? All right, so there you go. Yeah, thanks for coming in, everybody. But yeah, Victor's in all of my shows, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I work in commercial radio, so my lingo sometimes is a little different than people are used to here on YouTube. What's wrong, babe? Pause you answer the phone just in case. All right, so anyway, there we go. All right, so thanks for being here, guys. Crew, my StarShip crew, thank you for being here, everybody. We've got a nice crowd in tonight. We are seeing a lot of rainy and weird weather around the country, but the strangest thing is, we're not seeing all that much severe weather. So, but we are going to keep an eye on this stuff as the evening goes on. I don't have a lot to tell you guys tonight, but we will go ahead and continue here with the news. A little bit of news roundup. Anyway, that is the alligator Alcatraz that I just got done showing you guys, and that is a really cool thing because it is it's a great use of a facility that's not being used anymore. Now, as far as whether you're for or against the ice raids, for or against this or that, you know, I'm not speaking to any of that. I don't care about that. They've decided to use this facility. That's all. And they're going to use a facility that was otherwise kind of abandoned and not used. So that's kind of cool. All right, there we go. Other than that, that's what's going on down there. Let's see. Anything else, guys? What else do we got going on out there? Yep, Lindy, we're here. I'm not sure if you've been in before, but we're here. I'm trying to come in every night. I won't be in on most Saturday nights. I am going to take that night off because I normally do stuff on Saturday. I travel. I'm doing field day this weekend. I'm probably going to have at least one video from there. But this weekend is summer field day, and yeah, let me take a look at that. Here we go, latest earthquakes. There was a oh, that was way out in the middle of the Atlantic. Woodston, Kansas, of 3.4, 3.5. That's down near Haiti. Here, I'll pull this up so you guys can see it. Let's see here. Where'd you say it was? Let's see. Kansas. Yeah, here's a 3.4 in Woodston, Kansas. Right there. That's on the out towards the west end of Kansas. Here's one in central Kansas. That's a 2.5 near Gypsum, Kansas. And then we had another one down here in Oklahoma. I think I saw that one here. That's Bradley, Oklahoma, at 2.6. So nothing real big. The only big one was way out here in the Atlantic. They had a pretty big one down there, but nothing too bad. So yeah, there you go. But we'll definitely check that. I've got this on the list now to start checking earthquakes at night when we do our and volcanoes too. I'm going to be looking for live shots of volcanoes. We're going to be doing some of that as well. Yeah, this is the earthquake map. Let me see. Is this going to work? Yeah, here we go. I'm going to give you guys the link to this if you would like to put it in your bookmarks. There's the link to it that will pull up the United States view of the map. Hey, it's Gloria from Cleveland. Did anybody ever get that from the other night? Yep, it's good to have all you guys here. I appreciate it. Red, thanks for being here. It's Mike from Vermont. Enjoy your show. I've been following for nearly 2 weeks now. Keep it coming. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're doing it every night. We're still getting settled in here, but things are going well. And so I think this will be a good fit. We're calling this the Sights and Sounds of Earth. and we're just going to come in each night with, if there's live action going on, we'll put it in the screens. If not, we're just going to sit here and talk. We're waiting for the frogs to come out. I swear it doesn't look like that camera's live, though.
Yeah, you're on a different one. What happened?
I don't know. I don't think I've got the right camera. I don't think that's your live.
Oh, live.
Yep. Let me go get the link for the current
Make
live.
sure I'm live. Yep, I'm live.
Yeah. Let me just get the link for the current
There's
live.
two of them out there at the football right now.
I think it froze up. Let me reset it. Yeah, there we go. Makes sense. It wasn't dark out. All right, so there we go. Yeah, you can see a little lightning going on outside of our studio as well. Most of that's now offshore. But yeah, there you go. The frogs are starting to come out. We get some really big frogs that come out, and so this has kind of become a thing for my wife and I, where we do this like it's like a frog camera where we literally look at these frogs. They come up, they eat, they fight, they screw. I mean, it's great. They do everything right in front of you. Yeah, definitely give my wife a like and a thumbs up and a sub. It makes a difference for her. She's had this up for a while. We're trying to get it going. You know, it takes a long time on YouTube to get things going. There you go. That's the frog cam. And that's right outside the studio here, about 10 feet away from me right here. So there you go. All right, and welcome everybody. My name's Ian. This is StarShip Adventures, and we are live tonight at our studios, StarShip Studios in Southwest Florida. And we are going to be doing this all the time because, you know what? We like this. This is a lot of fun. I was wanting to do some kind of daily product. I didn't know exactly what. And after we did all the coverage from the civil unrest and all that, I'm like, you know, I'm just going to keep this going. This, you know, the crowd will be much smaller on some nights, but that's okay. Danny, I've never seen them so big, and I've lived here my whole life. They're too big to get out of our fenced-in yard. So, yes, Victor, it rained here a little while ago. It just moved offshore, as a matter of fact. We had some that, I'll show you down here. We look at that big old storm that just went offshore. Big old ass storm. And that's why we're seeing some lightning here as well. Look at all that lightning. But it is moving away, and there's nothing else behind it. They were calling for stronger than normal storms down here, but it didn't really materialize. It is what it is. Didn't really happen. There's some big storms here west of Ocala as well. One of them has a special marine warning issued on it, but nothing too bad there. And then up here in the Panhandle, again, we've got two severe thunderstorm warnings here. One in Albany and one just north of Dothan, east of Ozark. And then up here, up in the mountains, I've got this one camera up here in the mountains. We actually have some pretty bad weather going on up here in the mountains. My cabin is right over here between Blairsville and Hiwassee. There's my cabin. And these storms here are moving backwards. There's some of these backward storms moving from northeast to southwest. And this camera right here is the mountain camera that you see over here. And I've got that up right now, and you're seeing the lightning there on that camera, on the both of those two left cameras there. Okay, so that's what we're watching there. There is one storm chaser out. He's on standby. He's waiting up here. The National Weather Service just moved. They just moved this warning area over some more. He's being left behind. So I have a funny feeling he's done for the night. I don't think we're going to have any storm chasers out tonight, guys. I think that's it. We're not going to have any live storm chasers out tonight. I just don't see it. Oh, good. My virus and threat protection is up to date. I'm glad you guys are happy about that. Here's some bad rain over here near Battle Creek and Sioux City. and Sioux Falls, all up in there. There's some bad weather there too. Do I have this camera? I'll put that one there. And I'm going to go ahead and move this one over here. Move this one up. I want you guys to be able to see everything. There we go. Now you can see everything. I don't have to scrunch it all up. I got some great cameras around from all this bad weather. All right, and the only tornado warnings we are looking at are up here in Canada. That's this complex up here, and it looks like a pretty nasty storm. Let me go ahead and change this to high-res velocity, and there is a couplet. So this could be a tornado, and this definitely could be a tornado, and it's moving from west to east, and it's going to be affecting Payton. You're next up, and then it's going to pass off just north of North Battleford. North Battleford, it's going to go just to your north here in about 40 minutes. So there you go, that's that one. Alright, let me switch this back to your standard radar or your reflective radar. We did lose that one storm, that one camera. Let's see if we can get it back. Alright, so there you go. That's what's going on right now. Pretty much this area up here is where most of your bad weather is. All right, let's see. Let me check the chat room, see what you guys are saying. Yeah, we take in cats. We feed the cats, the birds. We feed whatever. We actually had a neighbor down the street that threw out a bird. This is like one of them birds that talks, you know, like you can get it to talk. It's not like a parrot, but it's like one of the little ones that says, "Pretty bird." Anyway, this little bird was in its cage that sits about 4 foot tall. And these were renters down the street, and they moved out, and they took her cage and put it out at the garbage and put a cover over it. And they stacked garbage up all around it, and they drove away. The bird was still in the cage out in the garbage with a cover over it. And I'm like, that makes me embarrassed to be a human. I'm embarrassed. What if an alien flew by and saw that bullshit right there? I'm convinced the aliens, they see us and they keep right on driving, dude. There's no reason to stop. A group of toads is called a knot. I did not know that. In the words of Johnny Carson, I did not know that. Let's see here. That's a good one. I like that. Don Pardo had great voiceovers. Yes, he did. A cat appears. We have a lot of cats. We have 8 or 9 of them that we've officially taken in and gotten fixed, and there are cats, but every one of them's a rescue. We have another 5 or 6 that we don't know where they belong. They show up, they eat, we pet them, they leave. So yeah, it's one of them things where we love cats, so if one shows up hungry, it doesn't leave hungry. That's pretty much the bottom line there. How did I end up with 2 duplicate cameras? Jeez, that was bad. Alright, anyway. Let's see if we got any more cameras out here out ahead of this system.
Baby's crying across the street. Lord, bless it, that little baby.
Oh, a little baby's running around?
Yeah, that little baby. It's only like 4 or 5 months old.
Yeah, we had another little baby show up today.
Oh no, I'm talking about this is a human.
Oh, a human baby.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that belongs to somebody. I ain't taking in no human babies.
Nope. No freeloaders. No freeloading animals. No freeloaders.
Oh my God! Look at these frogs, man! Look at these frogs.
They're ignorant.
Is that ignorant or what? These two here come in a match set. My Lord. I just think it's hilarious. Cats are the best. I honestly believe that cats are definitely the best pets you can get, for sure.
There's little Chantel down there, that later one. The other one's Amber Lynn.
Yeah, there's Chantel and Amber Lynn there in the pan. We're trying to work with the Frog Union right now because we would like to get these toads to mukbang for you guys, but we have to get a contract signed or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if my wife heard, but I told the story of Pretty Girl.
I'm not even a bird person, man.
We're not bird people. We don't do birds, but that's our bird now. We've had her for what, 10 years?
5 years.
5 years, 6 years. And it's our bird. We feed that bird. We love that bird.
Her bracelet, she was 20 when we got her, and it's 25. She's 25 years old. We've had her for 5 years.
Yeah. So that's what we know. And they literally threw her out, dude. They threw her out in the cage and had the truck just pulled up and the arm come down and picked up all that junk and just threw it in the back of the truck. Nobody would have ever known. And boy, it really upset us, dude. So we decided we were going to give her the best life we can give a bird that's in a cage.
She can't fly because they cut her.
They cut her all up. You can't fly. So
can't hold her. She's scared to death of people, but she likes to be petted sometimes.
yeah, she's starting to let a few of us pet her a little bit now, and she's gotten more tame. But anyway, it's just a sad situation. And so, but we take in whatever comes up here pretty much.
Come here with the McDonald's French fries. She's your best friend.
Yeah, boy, that bird loves French fries. She can smell them before you even get in the house. She gets one French fry. That's the rule. Oh, here we go. Here's the third one showed up. There we go. There's 3 of them old girls in there now. There's 3 of them old girls. Look at that. It's ignorant.
Daniel. Oh, Daniel, I know all about John and John 3:16. Yes. I used to have my pencil and all. I had it on there. Yep. I used it in real school. They didn't like it in Catholic school.
I don't know why these don't reset on their own sometimes. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the frogs, man, they're going nuts. All right. Anything else? What we got going on up here?
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Danny. I wish tonight's show was better for you guys. I don't have a whole lot for you guys tonight. It's our power went out here. We're not even back up yet. I've got 3 systems over here that are dark, that are literally dark, and they all 3 were broadcasting. So I've got to try to get all that back up tonight before I go to bed. Remember the tornado I showed you guys? Remember that storm chase that went on, and I showed you guys that. Well, apparently that is still going on. FEMA increased North Dakota's tornado aid. They're up to 18 million. It's really bad. Cleanup in Enderlin has reached 70% completion. The community fundraiser has hit 1.2 million. They're doing really good, I guess, on X, and they're raising money on different systems and services. Governor Burgum praised federal support, and things are starting to get into some kind of recovery there. But man, I gotta tell you guys, that was a crazy chase the other night. I know
There's gonna be
you guys have probably already seen it, but just real quick, just to show you what you missed. This was hold on, I gotta reset this. The other night, last Sunday night, I'm gonna show just a minute of this for you guys. Last Sunday night, we were having this show right here, and all of a sudden, a wedge tornado dropped right in front of us. And well, I can show you guys what it looked like. There's what it looked like, and here's what it sounded like.
Yeah, we got a tornado on the ground. It's a wedge. Urbana, North Dakota, take shelter now that you are next up for this thing, and it's on the ground. Holy shit. We've got a large wedge tornado, and it's on the ground. That is textbook, ladies and gentlemen. We have a textbook tornado right now. Look at the shots we're getting of this thing. These guys are amazing. Every storm chaser has a shot of this tornado right now. All 8 of them. From 8 different angles. You're watching this thing live. This is Starship Adventures, guys. Thank you for being here. This is what we do here. God, I wish I was there. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Anyway, there you go. That was the other night, right here on this show. And I showed that piece of video to Matt, our chief meteorologist at work, yesterday. And I showed it to another meteorologist at work today. And they were both like, I cannot believe this coverage. This is amazing. And Matt even told me, he says, I wish I could do coverage like this. I thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, well, I thought it was great. I mean, and these guys do this for a living, and they were like, man, that is some really good coverage. So anyway, I was kind of proud of that. And there you go. Yeah, you guys check out Danny's channel.
Gotta do game night again, Danny.
Yeah, games and crafts and all kinds of good stuff over there.
There's a good booster hangout channel.
Yeah, there you go. All right, those frogs are they're really big. What we're looking at right now is what needs to happen is a frog version of the Jenny Craig diet, and that's what we're looking at right now. We're actually looking at buying them these little meals. You get 3 of them a day, and that they'll have to eat nothing but the meal. That's what it is. There you go. It's the Frog Cam. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Frog Cam. I'm so have nothing to do with all this tonight. All right, so let me go back over here real quick and finish this up.
Oh, so my stalker was here, guys. Babe,
Yes.
as you pulled away,
Did he come over to the fence?
he yells across to me, no sexy tube tops or tank tops today for me while I cut my grass so I can enjoy the view.
This is the landlord that owns the property,
No,
Catty
his
Corner,
maintenance plan,
or his
yeah.
maintenance guy, anyway. And this guy waits till I leave every day, and then he comes over.
I'm gonna have to triple
starts
tack
talking to my wife and like, "Hey, baby, so what's going on?" And it's like, dude,
I'm gonna have to triple tap.
this
He's a
guy-
big boy.
I don't know what's up with this guy, man.
He
It's
has
like,
fantasies
hey, I
and
see
dreams
that-
about you.
I
but-
see your husband's at work. You shouldn't start. Never. Hey, guys. Never start a conversation. Hey, I see your husband's at work. just saying, if you want to stay out of trouble, it's good advice.
Oh, I have dreams and fantasies about you, but it's okay. You're safe. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, all of our cats are indoor outdoor as far as they have a door to come in and out of the house. We've got a couple of younger ones that we keep in our room that are really special that we've hand raised.
I mean, we let them out. I mean, like they're in jail.
Yeah, they're not in jail, but these cats, the one, Littles, I'll tell you real quick. Littles, my son-in-law's at work, and he goes out to take the garbage out back, and there's a dead cat laying there right in front of the dumpster. A mother cat, you can tell from the nipples it was a breastfeeding mother cat.
Got pictures of her. She was a beautiful
Yeah,
cat.
beautiful like Bengal tabby type thing. And then he starts looking around because he sees that her nipples are bare. I mean, that's a dead giveaway that there's kittens somewhere. You got to find them because they'll die. And he went and found them as 4 kittens, little baby, most beautiful little kittens with little spots. Eyes were barely, not even really open yet when we got them. And he scooped them all up and ran them here. And we started. We went to Tractor Supply. And we bought the good milk. You don't want to buy that cheap Whiskas milk. You want to go to Tractor Supply, get the KMR, whatever it is. Get the good stuff from Tractor Supply, cat milk. A lot of that cheap cat milk, it's just goat milk. And they really have to do a little more to it to make it good for cats. So anyway, we get that and we start feeding this cat. And we end up adopting 3 of them out once they were ready. And we ended up getting so close to the little runt that we kept the little runt. And that's just the cutest little cat there ever was. And then about 3 months later, my son-in-law is at a gas station and he looks up and there's this little blob in the middle of the parking lot and there's an inch of water and it's pouring rain and it's another cat that just showed up. They have a way of finding my son-in-law, my stepson, I should say, not my son-in-law, my stepson. They have a way of finding him. And yeah, so we end up taking him in then and gave him the name Ted. And so Ted and Littles live with us in the bedroom most of the time. We let him out some during the day. And then Ed Earl Grey lives in there as well. So there's 3 cats that live in our room with us pretty much. And then the rest of them have a cat door to get in and out. We got Shadow Lynn and Daddy Kitty and Mom Bleep and Mama Fuzzy and Mama Stripe. And if they've had kittens, then they retain the moniker Mama something. So
Pops has never fathered a litter.
we don't think Pop's ever fathered a litter, but this male cat, every time we have kittens in the house, anytime we have kittens in the house, this male cat comes and he raises the cats. He sleeps with them. He lives with them. He follows them around. If they start getting away, he corrals them back to the house. Never seen a cat like this in my life. We call him Daddy Kitty. He's been given the rights of Daddy Kitty and full privileges of the rank and title because he literally loves little kitties and he treats them so well. And then once they get older, he does like mama kitties do. Once they get to a certain age, he just gets up and walks away. But when they're little, I think he was an English nanny in his last life, but we're not sure. Let's see here. Oh, that's a good name for a cat, Will Ferrell. Well, next feral cat I get's going to be Will Ferrell. Yeah, he's a male cat. He's fixed, of course. We got him. He got a horribly broken leg, and he was pretty small. He had a horribly broken leg. We tried for 2 weeks to get him to take him and put him down, and we never could get him. He would run from us. He was scared of us, and he disappeared. We wrote him off. He showed back up, and he's walking on the leg that was horribly broken. And he came over, we started feeding him. Next thing you know, he's one of our lovable kitties here. And then we got kittens. And the first batch of kittens we had, this cat, had to be with the kittens. He'd hear the meow and he had to be. And I'm like, this cat was a mother in its last life or an English nanny or something, because he just tunes right into it. He goes there and he has to be there. He likes them to sleep on him and cleans them and he plays with them and it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I think it's great. I think the cat has a really good soul. And I think that's a lot of it, is the cat has a really good soul. Peggy! Peggy! It's getting your attention. Glad you're here. Hey, Peggy. She's one of my mods from way back, just like Damn It Danny. Damn it. And, yeah. Thanks, guys, for being here.
You already know, bro.
Yeah, that's that big fuzzy orange one. If you guys see the big fuzzy orange one, that's Daddy Kitty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at it. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out there.
12
Be
frogs?
careful when you go by, you'll scare them.
Okay, yeah, see, something's wrong here because, I keep ending up with a video that's not rolling somehow.
Yeah, it's probably because there's a lot going on. This baby said earbuds too.
There we go, that's live anyway. Look at those things. I love that one hanging out in the bowl. He's like, I'm just hanging out. Sometimes there'll be 8 of them down in one of those green bowls. 8 of them. And they're stacked in there like cordwood. Sometimes they'll be literally 2 deep in that oven pan. They're pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool anyway. Hey, Lindy, listen, we do a lot more serious stuff most nights, so come back and check us out, okay? I promise. It's tonight's literally we took a big power hit here before the show, and I'm having all kinds of issues here. So, yeah, let's just chalk it up to this is not the best show tonight, and we'll be back to full power. I will have a show tomorrow night. And probably one Friday night for sure, and then I'll be back Sunday night for a big show on Sunday night. So, but thanks for being here. I do appreciate it.
He's gotta stop. Damn it, I told him before he's gotta stop that.
What? All right.
He can't move fast around. Every time he does, he runs them off.
Oh. Did it run them off?
Yeah, but the feed's not working.
It's weird. I keep pulling up your camera, and it keeps giving it to me from like an hour ago.
Hey, you have to walk slow going by. Every time you run by all the toads, it takes them forever to come back. Because they're stupid.
Okay, that is live. There is no toads right now. They ran away. Okay.
They'll be back.
They'll be back. They don't go for long.
No, there's 2 out there right now.
Okay, so I love critter people. Good. Well, we are definitely critter people. We will do critter live cams. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different cams. And we do have first light. It looks like in Tel Aviv, Israel. Frog tub, fade to black. All right. Well, thanks for being here, Lindy. We'll be here again, like I said, again tomorrow night. And let's see. Oh, Peggy, that's terrible. And the worst part is seeing all those frogs in wheelchairs.
One-leggers.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't lived till you've seen one of these fat frogs on a set of crutches. Ranch? I didn't know ranch goes go with slime. Yuck. Double yuck. Nope, nothing new over there. It's just a quiet night out there. There's a few things going on politically, but I don't get into all that. Tree frogs are noisy. Yeah, these frogs here don't have any kind of loud presentation like some frogs do, where they just sit there and go whack, whack, whack all night. Or none of them do that. We get those sometimes. We get what we call Cuban frogs here. And we also get the little green tree frogs, which we don't see many of those anymore.
Then we got these cane toads.
But these are cane toads here. These guys, they when you pick them up, they hiss at you like a cat, and they get a little indignant. But they really don't make a lot of noise otherwise. They also, what's that noise they make? They make like a squawking sound sometimes. They grunt really loud.
Like a growl, like a dog. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah, like they have like a grunt. It's pretty cool anyway.
Especially when you're holding them and they're doing it.
Yeah, you can feel it. Tree frogs like to jump on boobies. Yes. I'm sure they do.
Who doesn't?
Frog knows what he's doing. Wow. Yep. Another GMRS repeater going online. You guys know that I'm going to talk about GMRS licenses one night. There's a way for you to get a radio license that's good for your whole family, and the radios are really cheap, and they last really good, and they work for a long way. My wife got her license. I have mine. It's called GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service, and there's no knowledge test required. All you have to do is simply fill out the paperwork, swear that you'll follow the rules, and then you get your license. And you can buy any GMRS radio, and you can also have close friends and family that you're operating with use your license when they're with you. So it actually works really cool. And Coach Light Lane house fire. Yeah, I think we did have one there. Yeah. I think that's not far from where I live here. Maybe a couple miles. Well, there you go, Peggy. You don't want to hurt the thing unless you have to, you know. All right, guys, let's do a final round here. I've been on a little over an hour. I am going to call it short tonight. I've got 3 computers I got to get back up, and then I got to get some sleep. So if there's any final thoughts or anything you want me to cover real quick, put it in there. But yeah, there's all kinds of neat stuff you can do with radio out there, even without going and learning a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know where that is, Victor.
Yeah, I know there was a structure fire near here last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I believe that was it. It's over in Mobile Manor, I think. See if I can pull it up real quick. I think it was over in Mobile Manor. We got a college here called FGCU. I just call it Fug You. But they don't seem to like that for some reason.
Maybe they should have thought about that.
Maybe they should have thought about that. Yep, that's over at Fug You. Yep, here it is. One dead. One dead from a mobile home fire in North Fort Myers. Firefighters responded to a mobile home fire which killed one person and caused a street-wide evacuation in North Fort Myers.
Wow.
Well, the street-wide evacuation was just overkill, but whatever. The fire was reported to first responders late Tuesday on Coachlight Lane near Bayshore Road. The Lee County Sheriff's Office responded to the fire, evacuating nearby residences as the flames continued to develop. Deputies confirmed that one person had died in the mobile home fire. An active investigation is underway by deputies and the state fire marshal's office. They spoke to the neighbor. He's 78 years old.
I told you all we live in God's waiting room at Fort Myers.
And the fire department says it remains unclear how the fire started. And all this was...
Spontaneous human combustion.
Yeah, there you go. This was from Wink News. And I got to tell you guys, that's another thing. If you guys ever want to talk about spontaneous human combustion one night, I did an in-depth study on that one time. And let me tell you something. I don't think I believe in spontaneous combustion. It's actually, it's explained by the wick theory.
Chantel better stay away from candles then if they need fat.
Look, if Chantel did one of those wick spontaneous thingies, okay, then she would probably burn for 6 days. They literally could power 2 small cities. But anyway, what happens every time one of these spontaneous combustion cases comes around, there's some commonalities. You want to know what they are? Number one, there's always an ignition source.
Right.
Well, in spontaneous human combustion, why would you need an ignition source? They're saying that there is no ignition source, but yet every one of these cases has an ignition source. A cigarette, a lighter, an open flame, a burner, a candle. Every one of them has something. And what basically I believe happens with spontaneous combustion, I don't know how we got into this, but whatever. What ends up happening is the person becomes unconscious for one reason or another. If someone becomes unconscious and direct flame begins to impinge upon your body while you're unconscious, your body will begin to burn and the fat will begin to wick and it will begin to burn. What do we have left after spontaneous combustion? From the knees down and from the elbows out? That's it. And usually some of the thoracic and the head. There's a little bit of the head left, and that's it. Why? Because it's a slow burn. It's literally our own fats and our skins and our body that create that wicking fire. Another thing that's common on every spontaneous combustion, nobody saw it happen. And it also happens over a period of time. I don't know what that is, but it's okay. I don't know. It's one of them things. I'm going to reset. I got to reset the radar here. So let's do that real quick. See what we got going on out there. All right, no tornado warnings right now. We do have 20 severe thunderstorm warnings. Georgia, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Colorado, Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia, and a whole bunch of them up in Canada. So, yeah, lots of alerts right now around the country. The only storm chaser I have is down for the night. It looks like I don't see any other storm chasers out there. And this is really the only area where we have any threat at all of really bad weather. So there you go. That's what we got. The history of the world had flatulence. Yes.
Blazing saddles.
Yes. So yeah, there you go. I do believe spontaneous human combustion is actually a wicking fat effect that happens over a period of time. and it's a very slow burn, and that's why a lot of times it doesn't burn the home down, or it doesn't burn whatever's around, because it's a very slow burn. It's like a wick.
Peggy said Google agrees.
Google agrees with me. There you go. Let's see. I'm tired of these storms. Peggy, it's been kind of a long spring into summer, hasn't it? We're over the part right now where you're getting them all the time. But yeah, you are definitely still getting some down here. Got some special weather statements, but things are pretty much moving from east to west tonight, which is kind of strange. But there's more coming, Peggy. There's more coming. We're sending it to you out of Florida. Live and fresh from the state of Florida, thunderstorms. Coming soon to theaters near you, rated R. Starts Friday in select locations. Starts Saturday everywhere. In a world where Peggy has no more storms. In a world completely devoid of anything exciting. In a world where it's just boring as shit all the time. Sorry, I had to do it. I missed the Inner World guy. He died a while back. Oh, let's look at these. We got to look at this cluster here, man. This thing's coming down. Look at that mess. Straight line winds, man. Coming in hard. Every time you hear that sound, another angel gets its wings.
It's mommy. Trying to get it to work.
There's something on the other end of the studio that's like going off over there, and I don't know what it is. So
Mom's trying to talk to it.
that could be the new like opener for the show. Tonight on the Newsline. All right, guys. Anything else? Jet Stash, what's up, buddy? I hope I said that right. Junior, thanks for coming in tonight. I got a couple of emails from some of you guys. I'm going to get to them. Fan of Soul, if you guys want to be a mod, just send me an email. And I don't need to know anything about you other than your first name and your screen name on YouTube. And then we'll talk back and forth once, and then we're good. I just want to know who I got doing it. And I'm going to send you a quick 2-paragraph on what I want, which is really, really simple. Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. At least that's what they say in the song.
I've been to Alabama.
I've been through Alabama.
Well, back to Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama. Why we're putting New York R's on Alabama, I don't know, but that's all right. Health Whittle says hello, you wild and crazy guy. Tell Kara hello.
Hi, yes.
You know who that is? Health Whittle.
Hi, Al. Thank you, sweetheart.
There you go. All right. Yeah, Alabama's a nice state.
Went to Huntsville.
Yeah.
Maybe going back. I am.
Yep, I do. I like Huntsville area quite a bit. They got a huge radio museum up in Huntsville, one of the biggest ones in the country. and I want to go see it. It's really nice. I've been to Gigaparts in Huntsville,
Yeah.
one of the biggest ham radio stores that you can still walk into. It's literally like Sam's Club for hams, and that was really cool. And also, the Huntsville Ham Fest is coming up in about 6 weeks there in Huntsville, and that's one of the largest ham fests that there is. So, lots going on. Huntsville tends to be kind of a center for ham radio stuff. I don't know why.
Well, I don't know. What do they have there? The rocket? We went.
Yeah, there's a space. One of the space centers is there in Huntsville, Alabama. One of the rocket centers where they build rockets or something. I don't know, babe, without looking it up. But thanks, Danny. I appreciate that. Yes, Don LaFontaine. He had the best voice ever
Hey, there's somebody's call sign.
in a world. I've done some. I do these spoof ones for work, and when I take my voice and I take those RE20 mics at work and I get right up in the mic and I'm like, the key is you want to whisper it. You want to barely talk. See, when I started first doing the powerful voice guy, I was always like, in a world where, and that's exactly the opposite of the way the good guys do it. You get up right on the mic and you talk in a very soft, sultry voice, and you say, in a world where everyone talks like this. And then I take my voice and I run it through about 5 synthesizers where I bring up certain levels in my voice and I suppress other levels and do things. And by the time it comes out, I sound like the big voice guy. And it's pretty cool. Nomenon? Was it a phenomenon? Oh, thanks, Peggy. Yes, we're on the Gulf of America here as well. Yeah. Yes, that is totally what they do. It's all about being really, really low. Low. It's almost a grunt. And I'm on my backup mic, my primary mic here. I don't know what's wrong with it. It doesn't work. I'm totally stuck as to why my mic's not working, and so I'm literally, just so you guys know, this is one of the backup mics from one of the other computers. That's how I'm on tonight. So I don't know. I picked the right night to do the voice stuff, right? Guys, there's nothing going on. So
I got Peggy's ass.
a voice gigolo. There you go. Just a gigolo. Everywhere I go, I talk like this. All right. Eating noises. No thanks. All right, let's. I'm gonna put a few links in, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off a little early tonight, if you guys will indulge me. And then we'll meet back tomorrow night. I'll have a little more stuff to do tomorrow night because I won't have lost all my prep time with computers going down and stuff. A new 2-meter repeater in Rabun County, Georgia, on the top of Glassy Mountain. You may be able to hit it from Blairsville, depending on where your cabin is located. I face south from north of Blairsville. I'm right on the North Carolina line, north of Blairsville.
Murphy.
And I'm north of Blairsville, just south of Murphy, North Carolina. And my mountain faces south. So if it's north of me, I'm going to be going up over the hill. But you said it's in Rabun County, Georgia, so I might be able to get that. I think, I'm trying to think where Rabun County is. I'm putting it in right now. I'm not from up there, so I'm kind of familiar with some of it, but not all of it here. Okay, so that's where Clayton is and Dillard. Very familiar with Clayton and Dillard. The Dillard House restaurant is really cool. I don't eat there no more because it ain't worth the money, because I don't eat that much food anymore. Family style dining, baby. Let's see. Yeah, I might be able to hit that because where my antenna is, I'm facing east and south mostly. So I could get this. This is east of my antenna. So yeah, I'll definitely try that one. I got a pretty nice antenna out there mounted on my deck for a 2 meter. It's actually one of Joseph's antennas. I think it's like a GP9 or something. I don't know, Comet. Anyway, Danny, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Gabriella, have a good night. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys are all my crew. And I really thank you for being here. I'm going to be working on a little program where you guys can get this and that and do this and that. We're working on a neat little thing, but let it come around on its own, and we'll get that all together. But everybody has the name for their
Danny's pickles.
Danny has her pickles.
We got eggs, McNuggets.
Someone else has their sleazers, if you know what I mean. Everybody has their name for their people out there, their peeps. And so we decided that the peeps on this channel are going to be the crew. You guys are the StarShip crew. And I think it's cool. We're going to build that out. I think it'll be fun. You're at the foot of Glassy Mountain, and I can actually see the top of the mountain where the antenna and the repeater are. Oh, that's cool. Nothing. Hey, there's nothing better than actual line of sight, right? Yeah. What flight? Oh, the flight tonight? Well, yeah, there was nothing going on tonight, dude. I couldn't even find live cameras for you guys. Look what I got going right now. I mean, we're like taking a world tour of cameras, and we're looking at fat frogs, and we're looking at Tel Aviv, Israel, and the ISS space station. That's what I got for you guys tonight. There's no storm chasers. There's no tornadoes.
The Earth needs a minute.
Yeah.
And so do people's nerves.
My wife says the Earth's taking a break tonight. So
Giving people a minute to catch their breath.
taking a little break. All right, crew. Well, I appreciate it, everybody. We're going to catch you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'll get home from work. I'll be on sometime between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. 7-3, everybody. You guys have a good night. And by the way, if you're not a ham radio person, 7-3 just means good night, farewell, signing off. So everybody have a good night out there. And 7-3s from Starship Adventures. This is Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. My name's Ian. We'll see you guys next time. Maybe down the log or on the next adventure, or for sure tomorrow night on the stream. We'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody. 7-3s. No red shirts. I promise. Everybody wears gold.